Hello, welcome to Real Frank Football. Thanks for checking it out. In this episode, we're going to break down Week 9 of the college football season. Another head coach is blown out. A team comes back and scores 4 touchdowns within 6 minutes to win the game. And an in-state rivalry game turns into a police investigation. All that coming up next.
Real Frank. You call me a
All right, let's get right into Week 9. We'll start off with Michigan State versus Michigan. Now this is, if you're not familiar with this Midwestern area, Michigan State versus Michigan is one of the biggest rivalry games in the state of Michigan. And there's always a bunch of trash talking leading up to this game. And since they were both on byes, I believe Michigan State was also on a bye, Michigan was on a bye, the trash talking was going on for 2 weeks. As you can see from the score here, Michigan soundly beated Michigan State. However, they did have trouble scoring in the red zone. This score should have been highly higher, but unfortunately, they did not play their best. But as you can see, they defeated them pretty easily. So let's get into some of the trash talking leading up to the game. This was sent out at the beginning. So Michigan State football tweeted this graphic with the upside down M. Got made fun of for giving Michigan the W and has already deleted the tweet. We're off to a great start on the rivalry week. They had a premonition of what was about to happen to them, I guess. Oh man, this was a sign of things to come for them. Oh, and the governor got into it. Governor Gretchen. She's the governor of Michigan. If you're not familiar, Governor Gretchen Whitmer. She's actually running right now for governor again, which is ironic that you would post a tweet that would separate half your voting audience. Half the state is usually Michigan State, other half is Michigan. But you'll show your support here, which could impact with the election just around the corner. Pretty dangerous tweet. So this is what she wrote. Unfortunately, University of Michigan's undefeated streak will come to an end under the lights of the Big House this Saturday because TUCKER, her undefeated streak, her streak may come to an end too with that tweet. Now, TUCKER was a big thing that was all promoted during the summer. TUCKER, Mel Tucker, they got the guy, $95 million. We got him. He's going to take us to the promised land. He'll take us to the natty. Oh, boy. How's that going for you this season? Woo! We'll continue. Gretchen has to say that because she is one of the anonymous donors that is paying his $95 million salary. She got a lot right on the season. Wow. Had no idea, but maybe that is the case. They had to get some boosters to help pay that $95 million guaranteed contract for Mel Tucker, and rumor is she was one of the donors that helped that. Trying to get a little investment back out of her money, or money out of her investment there. Oh, and here's one. Oh, these people and their theories and superstitions. So here's one that just cracked me up. Drake is set to drop a new album on Friday before the Michigan State games, Friday before the game. Michigan State's record in the next game played after Drake's project's release is 10-0. Oh, 10-0. Well, I'll be darned. Maybe that's a sign. And why would they even play the game? Michigan State's already got this wrapped. Drake's dropping his new album. MSU versus Michigan is on Saturday. And then it gives a list of the albums. Let me show you the albums and the wins. This is what I love. Thank Me Later, win versus Western Michigan. Okay, I mean, it is a Division I school, but not a very big lackluster football program. Take Care, win versus Indiana. NWTS win versus Iowa. Win over, look at the wins. Notre Dame, okay, but most of them are MAC schools. And Northwestern can, at this point, be considered a MAC school, right? But what a joke. Superstitions. And now her loss was coming out on that Friday. To be determined. That theory got shot to hell. And here's another tweet. We look forward to quieting their crowd down. Jacoby Windman. Now this is interesting because Jacoby Windman is part of a whole other little powerful little issue that happened after the game, and I got a feeling Jacoby Windman's going to be pretty quiet instead. Maybe some handcuffs. We'll get into more of that later here. And then some more funny tweets before the game. Today's vibe, go blue. Devin Bush. A few years back, Devin Bush was on the field when they played at Michigan State. He was on Sparty in the ass, and he was digging rivets into the field with his cleats, and they got it on Mel's head. It's someone making fun of the way Jim Harbaugh stands on the sidelines. Pretty funny. You have to love rivalry week games there. And Kenneth Walker, the big Michigan State hero of the last game they played last season. He ran all over the Michigan defense, although the officiating was horrible, but he did destroy Michigan with his running game. But this is the most ironic thing. Kenneth Walker isn't playing for the Seattle Seahawks and is claiming Wake Forest as his school. You look down here, college, Wake Forest. He does not even acknowledge that he played for Michigan State, even though Michigan State was his school he played for before he got drafted. He transferred from Wake Forest. He doesn't even have respect for Sparty. He does not even want to be considered part of it, I guess. But the stadium was packed. Look at that, man. Oh, my goodness. Look at that stadium. Packed to the night. It was a night game. It was very exciting. Look at that. That is a packed stadium. And then they won. Michigan State playing for the Paul Bunyan Trophy. And Paul's back in Ann Arbor. Look at Paul. They even made special pants for him. Isn't that cute? They got a helmet on him. Adorable. People are celebrating. It's a good time. Oh, except for Sparty. Look at that sad face. Oh, my goodness. The paint job that took to put on there. Oh, I hope he can get that off. And his beard. Woo. That's a lot of effort. Got to give him credit for the effort there. And then the handshake. Look at that handshake. Look at the two faces there. In my opinion, Mel looks a little, ooh, I'm eating my shit right now because he's eating a lot of words of all trash talk. And he looks a little, biting his tongue there. And Harbaugh looks like, so what do you got to say now, motherfucker? What do you got to say? What do you going to say, Mel? Tucking? Tuck coming? Where's that tuck? Look at that. That picture says a lot. And here's one of my favorites. This is J.J. McCarthy, the starting quarterback. And this is after the game. Thorne is State's quarterback. And look at the little smirk after he shook hands with the quarterback. Oh, I love it. I love it. This is how big this rivalry is, man. It's the only loss that Michigan had during the regular season last year against Sparty. And this was kind of a revenge game. So that smirk says it all. So, after the game, this was the press conference. That's Blake Corum there and J.J. McCarthy. And during the season, all you heard was, Tuck coming. Tuck is coming. So this is the first thing, the opening of the press conference.
Thought Tuck was coming. That's what they said this all season, right? All them shirts. Tuck was coming. I just saw him running.
I thought Tuck was coming, and then I saw him running.
Thought Tuck was coming. That's what they said this all season, right? All them shirts. Tuck was coming. I just saw him running.
Now you gotta give him credit. The ball's on this kid to say that. I respect that. You hear this? They made special shirts. Tuck coming, and he called him out. Now Tuck running. Tuck be running. But while this was going on, there was drama happening in that locker room. Now, I'm not going to spend too much time on it. I have a whole other episode where I'm going to break this down. A rant on this whole game and this fiasco in the locker room. But just to give a little taste, since we're summarizing Week 9, 2 players from the Michigan team were jumped in the locker room. I'm sure there was some talking going, but the entire football team, or at least a majority or half, there's camera footage of these 2 guys getting beaten by a mob, basically. So here is one footage. This was taken by a media member that happened to be in the locker room. Let's take a look. I mean, that's pretty crazy. They throw the kid, they're beating him. Look at all the players that are involved in this, right? It's insane. Looks like half the football team. Well, not half. I mean, there's quite a few. Look at all standing there. My favorite is the security guard here with this piece of shit guy. Why aren't you jumping in there? That's your job. You fucking wear that jacket of event person. This is an event going in front of you, and you're fucking standing there like a tool, you old man. You can't toss some kids off another kid. You shouldn't be wearing that fucking coat. I mean, it is crazy. Look at that. Look how many people are there. And then they throw him into the room. And people are getting pieces of this guy. Again, I'm not going to spend too much time in it, but I just wanted, in case you didn't see the video, to show it. And that piece of shit security guy. My God, just grabbing a paycheck. Here's another angle. Now this guy, this guy. Here, watch this video. This guy's an even bigger piece of shit. So that guy is running away from it. This guy is getting beaten with a helmet. This guy, he could just jump in to stop it from getting any worse. And what does he do? He runs away. Look at him run away. Now, I found out who this guy was. Ben Mathers. Ben Mathers is director of football operations for the Spartans. He's a little bitch. He's a little bitch. A little scared bitch. He could have helped his own team that he's a director of and helped broke up that thing before it got even progressively worse or prevented that Michigan player from getting injured any worse. But as you see here, Ben, the little bitch, look at him. Running man. What a little bitch. I mean, is that disgusting or what? Yeah. Look at him go. Look at him. What a bitch. He's director of football operations for Michigan State, and he's running away. I'm going to bust this guy up in my rant, because this was the most disgusting thing in the video footage. He could have ran the whole thing. Again, I won't spend too much time here. I have a whole other episode I hope you'll check out where I break more of this in play here. Spartans will have more suspensions than wins after tonight. So true. So true. Mel Tucker, here's a fun tip note here. Mel Tucker didn't know what happened in the tunnel. Jim Harbaugh went into the tunnel determined to find out what happened to his players. Who would you rather play for? So they had a press conference. For some amazing reason, Harbaugh knew everything. The AD, Wade Emmanuel, was there to give a statement. They had enough time to get all the information. For whatever reason, Mel goes up there. Oh, I had no idea. I haven't seen the footage yet. That's what he said. How could you not seen the footage yet or heard about it from anyone to make a comment on it? At least come up with something like, I've heard about it and we're going to review it. Get something more standard than I haven't seen it yet, or something more to the lines. But how is Harbaugh and Wade Emmanuel prepared? And he isn't. And then he kept quiet on it. Kept quiet on it for a while. Sparty talks a lot of shit about COMIN. Sparty talks shit in the tunnel at halftime. Sparty gets very upset that Michigan isn't having any of their fake bullshit. Sparty uses this for justification to assault a player in the tunnel. Got it. I mean, why couldn't you settle it on the field? You have plenty of 60 minutes to hit someone legally. Take out your frustrations there. But you couldn't do it there, and then you wait to the tunnel to jump one player. It's disgusting. Mel Tucker getting paid $95 million to lose his locker room and have one Big Ten win entering November. Keep that in mind. This man is paid $95 million. You know, leadership is defined during trying times. This is a trying time for the Spartan program. Where is Mel Tucker? Where's Tuck coming? Leadership is easy when you're winning. But once again, when things struggle, that's when leadership is defined. Where is the $95 million man Tuck coming? Tuck coming to the county jail to post bail. Oh yeah, Tuck coming. Some people are going to be going to jail. Going to jail. Hey, look, the new Sparty alternate uniforms for next season. Oh boy. Again, I will break this game down more in detail in another episode of one of my rants. But man, it was crazy. There's still a lot to say and talk about. More news is being released each day, more suspensions, more video footage. It's just insane. So let's move on. I hope you'll check out that episode. And we'll look at Kentucky versus Tennessee. Now, Tennessee easily destroyed Kentucky, but there are some things that happened here in this game that I'd like to show you. Now, this is the entrance for the players to come during the game. I mean, it is pretty spectacular. It is top of the nonchalant. I mean, they didn't have back the technology used here, the fireworks, astonishing. Let's watch it. Let's take a quick look at this. I mean, look at this. The stadium's dark. They got a whole marching band. The players are coming out. I mean, who wouldn't get pumped up? Look at the view from above. Oh my goodness. And the fireworks, spectacular. First class. Oh my goodness. They went all out, Tennessee. Man. You have some big donors. It's just crazy. They know how to kick off a night game, a big night game. Look at that. I mean, that is pretty spectacular looking. But if you recall, a couple weeks ago, they upset Alabama and they created a GoFundMe page asking for help to buy new goalposts. But look it. They had no trouble putting on this big intro to kick off the game, but they needed money to pay for the goalposts. The fuck? What the fuck? If you can't afford to put on some sort of entrance to start your game, but you can't afford the goalpost that you tear down after a victory, what the hell's going on? That's embarrassing. Greedy motherfuckers. And the uniforms. The uniforms, they wore black as the primary color and orange, as you can see here. And people were saying they look like Halloween uniforms, jack-o'-lantern tonight. Some people liked them, some people didn't. And so Alabama guy, he made fun of it. Reminds me of everyone's favorite Halloween candy. Kind of does. Can't argue with that. They did have a cool halftime show. I mean, look at these designs that the Tennessee marching band performed. I mean, that's impressive. I mean, that's cool. A bat, a pumpkin. I mean, that's neat. Rest in peace headstones. I mean, that is top notch. Look at that. Thriller. I mean, that is pretty impressive. How much work it took to learn all those. And who's this guy? This guy is standing on top of the stadium. Is that Jesus? Who is that? I mean, that's crazy. How'd he get up there? Where's security? Does he work for the school? I mean, that is insane. He's all up there by himself. And then this gem. Boom! Oh my God. He must have forgot he had his helmet on. Oh my God, that poor kid's jaw. Oh, he's gonna give his own teammate a concussion. That is that's got. I don't know how this doesn't happen more often, to be honest. I mean, bam! Oh my God, he almost took him out. Took out his molars. And then the Tennessee basketball team was there to commemorate their trophy in the NCAA tournament, and they're there and they're playing Kentucky. There's a big Kentucky fan base, so check this out. They find where the Kentucky fans are, and they're taunting them. They are standing in front of them with their trophy, waving at them. I mean, that is pretty clever and brilliant by those guys. Look at, there's the trophy. Woo-wee! I mean, that's, I don't blame them for that. That's pretty cool. I would do the same thing with that. That's pretty cool. Ohio State versus Penn State. Now, I've been saying for a while, Penn State is garbage, and James Franklin is fucking garbage, and you brilliantly extended him for another 100 years because you were afraid of losing him to LSU and other programs that were looking for head coaches. Okay, let's take a look at this game here. Obviously, Penn State was winning this game, and then they blew it. Penn State, what happened? When your team gives up 4 TDs in a span of 6 minutes. Ooh. How do you do that? And look at the faces of the fans. They're in disbelief. They're in shock and disarray. They had this game won. But this Ohio State defensive linebacker had other ideas. Boy, did this kid play the game of his life. If he is going to be like this the rest of the season, look out. He had JT Tuamula. I'm sorry if I butchered your name, sir, but we'll just call him JT. He had 2 interceptions, 1 for a TD, a tip pass that ended up in another interception, 2 sacks, and a forced fumble. Oh my God, is that one hell of a stat line for a single defensive player? He single-handedly brought them back. I mean, the game he had was phenomenal, one for the ages. He was on fire. And then during the game, Penn State missed 2 30-yard field goals and fumbled at the goal line and ended up with 7 points. I've never seen more double magic than this. Yeah, they were there, and Ohio State kept getting penalties, and they kept redoing the play. It was a crazy sequence. Penn State is now 1-10 against top 5 opponents under James Franklin. How well is that extension working out for Penn State? Here's a good tweet. Every season with James Franklin, if you expect disappointment, then you can never really get disappointed. In case you didn't know, it's from Spider-Man No Way Home. Oklahoma State versus Kansas State. Who saw this coming? 48-0. Oklahoma State shut out. Oh my goodness, was that a shocker? I mean, Kansas State destroyed them. And Syracuse versus Notre Dame. There is a lot of hype around Syracuse, especially with the media people, because a lot of the media people went to Syracuse, especially the sportscaster, so they were all pumped up, but Notre Dame destroyed Syracuse. Let's take a look at some things here. Oh, in Miami versus Virginia. The Miami fans have just about had it in Miami. Virginia, as you see, they won the game, but if you look, 3, 3, 3, 3, and 2. They won by not scoring a single touchdown. That's crazy, and had they end up with a score of 14, and it went into overtime. Miami defeats Virginia 14-12 in 4 overtimes without scoring a TD. That face in that picture cracks me up. If you need help putting this performance in context, Miami now has 1 point for every $8.8 million that they owe Mario. A lot of these schools spent their money well. Oh, but there was a surprise guest. A guest was there. Look at that. The Oompa Loompas made it. There they are. They got out of the factory. The chocolate factory. Look at that. Willy Wonka's chocolate factory. There's the Oompa Loompas. They were there at the game. That's pretty exciting. Wonder if they had chocolate for everybody. That would have been a nice treat. Oh, and they've had it with Josh Gaddis. He came from Michigan. They paid him a ton of money to be the offensive coordinator, and they've had a picture Josh Gaddis. Easily the worst hire in program history. We were all begging you, please fire Gaddis. When it comes to legalized bank robbing, I'm the best. Oh, they have had it with Gaddis. Illinois versus Nebraska. Now you'd be like, Frank, this is a shitty game. Who cares? Nebraska's garbage. But you have to see this footage of how this game started with the entry to the game. This is amazing footage. So they had a skydiver enter the stadium, and they recorded it from his point of view. It is crazy. It is insane. Where did my mouse go? There it is. Look at that. From his point of view, he's jumping out of the helicopter, coming down to the stadium. I mean, that is crazy, right? Look at that. How's that? I mean, I'd be shitting myself. Oh my God, look at that. What a video footage. And it makes it look so easy. That is insane. And he's oh my God. That was a crazy entrance, and it's so sweet that they filmed it like that. Georgia Tech versus Florida State. Another one, Frank. Why are you showing this? Because of this tweet. Art imitating life. Triumph of Georgia Tech players got his head up the Florida State player's ass, imitating that famous piece of artwork. It's pretty crazy. Wonder what his ass smelled like. Wasn't the Shaq made a song about that for Kobe? Tell me what my ass tastes like, or something like that. Arkansas versus Auburn. Auburn was once again destroyed. Yeah, goodness, they move fast. Arkansas Razorback football trolling Auburn, saying all the fans left pretty quickly for an empty stadium that quick after a game. Live from Auburn. Oh man, they are on fire. The fans have had it. And then someone noting that during the game, gotta love that great run by Auburn. 2 holds and a block in the back. Great job. And you can see there's 2 holds here, and then a block. Great officiating. I didn't watch this game, but I don't know if they called it, but it's a great picture. Probably sounds like from the guy's tweet they didn't call it. And then it happened. Auburn fans got their wish. Auburn fired Brian after 21 games. Yeah, that ended pretty ugly for the guy. You might wonder, who are those popular candidates going to be for that job? It seems like it's a pretty popular job due to the crop of football talented players out there. Maybe Deion. Deion Sanders was on game day today, but you got to check out his necklace. His necklace has a picture. It's a gold pendant of the stadium, of Jackson Stadium. The one he coaches in right behind him. Is that crazy? That pendant is insane. Now he gets hired at Auburn. Is he going to get an Auburn one? That'd be crazy. Insane. But what a week 9. Crazy, crazy week. We had everything in there. Man, we're going to be in week 10 next week. I hope you join me for that episode. Until next week, thanks for watching.